Hello everyone and very welcome to my YouTube channel Laiba's English Corner. In our today's video, we are going to discuss another chapter of New Oxford Modern English Book 8, which is Extreme Weather. I have covered other chapters of this book and as well as other books of New Oxford Modern English, so you can go and watch. I will provide the link in description so it will be easy for you to find. So let's start with our today's chapter, which is Extreme Weather. We will start with words to know and then we will move forward and deeply analyze that what a chapter is basically about. So let's start with our today's video. So first of all, it is very important to understand the meaning of this chapter. The chapter title or name is Extreme Weather. Now what is extreme weather? This is the main question. So extreme weather basically refers to severe or unseasonal weather conditions that basically are very much significant from the routine or expected weather. For example, flooding, for example, drought, for example, snowstorm, for example, heat waves. So, when a weather is unexpected or severe, we call that extreme weather. Now, this is not only the case, but it affects the population, it affects the lives of millions of people. For example, if there is flooding, houses will be drowned, people will lose their life. So, not only the lives of the people, but of the animals as well. And moreover, the country main agriculture resources will be damaged a lot. All the crops, each and everything will be destroyed. So, extreme weather is not something that there will be extra heat on particular day or there will be a lot of rain, but it also have very severe effects. So, this is extreme weather. So, I hope that you are clear with the term extreme weather, and now I am hoping that you will be also clear with this chapter that what are the things which we are going to discuss in this chapter because the chapter is related to the title. So let's start with the words to know now. The first word is accumulate. Accumulate basically mean gather together or build up. In easy words, we can say amass something. Next word is adversely. Adversely basically mean negatively or when something have a harmful or negative effect. Next word is biome. Biome basically means a large naturally occurring community of flora and fauna occupying in major habitat, for example, forest or tundra. Now, two important things or two important terms which we have to understand here is flora and fauna. Now, flora refers to plants like the plants which are in a specific area or in a specific region, and fauna basically refers to animals, the particular animals in a specific region or in a specific place. So, flora refers to plants and fauna refers to animals. Next word is constitute. Constitute basically mean to combine, to form, or we can simply say is be a part of a whole. So as a whole, constitute mean to combine something. Next word is content. Content basically mean to struggle to overcome or compete. So this is the meaning of content. Next is desalination plant. The desalination plant is a large processing place where salts are extracted from the seawater to make it perfectly into the drinking water. Now, you all know that seawater is salty. So, now the desalination plant is used to extract other minerals and make that water good for health so people can drink it on their daily life routine. Next word is devastation. Devastation basically means great destruction or damage. It's easy for you to understand, so I will not explain it further. Next is drastic, which means extreme. Next word is drenched, which means wet thoroughly or soaked. Next word is eco drones, which means unmanned flying vehicles that are used by researchers and scientists to help improve understanding of what is happening in the natural world. Unmanned flying vehicles basically mean that there is no crew, no staff in there. They are just the drones or the machines which are used by the scientists or the researchers to improve what is happening in the natural world. Next word is hostile. Hostile basically means unfriendly. Inaccessible, which means unable to be reached. When we cannot reach something or when we cannot find something, so we can say inaccessible. Innumerable, which means too many to be counted. When, for example, we can say sand particles or hairs, stars, these things are infinite. We cannot count them, so we can say innumerable. Next word is leeward, the side that is sheltered from the wind, the side which is safe, the side which is protected by the wind. So that place is known as leeward. Next word is precipitation, which means rain, snow, sleet, or hail that falls to or from form condensation to the ground. Now, sleet are basically also the ice cubes, which we can say in simple words. Next word is sparsely. Sparsely basically mean thinly distributed or scattered, or we can say in small numbers. Second last word is thrive. Thrive basically mean grow or develop. Grow or develop well. And the last word is venture. Make a daring journey. So that's a venture. Now we have covered two things. The title and words to know mean the difficult meanings or difficult words which are used in the chapter. This is very much important to cover it before starting the chapter because these all words will be used in the chapter and then we will not understand, but now we are clear with it. Moreover, along with the difficult words, it's very important to understand the title of the chapter before because it helps us to grasp the idea that what will be there in the chapter. So, we are done with the two important things. Now, my personal advice to you is to open the books in front of you because I know the writing here is very small, but I try to take pictures from the book so it will be easy to understand to you people that from where I am teaching. Otherwise, I also have second option to teach from the whiteboard, but it will be difficult for you to manage. Now, open the books in front of you, have a pencil or pen in your hand to mark to write the meaning of the difficult words, and we are going to start with the chapter. So the starting lines are very much interesting, or we can say it is a form of tongue twister. First of all, we will read it because it contains a very deeper meaning for this chapter and as well as for the life. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, we will weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. In simple words, the meaning of these lines is that whatever the weather is, either it is hot, cold, it is rainy, or it is snowy, whatever the weather is, we have to face it. We have to endure it. We have to bear it. It doesn't matter that we like it or not. And same is for the life, that whatever the conditions are there in the life, sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad, but we have to face the consequences. We have to face the up and downs of life. This is life. Life is full of struggle. So there is the deep meaning in these lines, that whatever the situation is there in the life, we have to face it. We have to endure it. We have to bear it. Even if we like or not, we have to go through these circumstances. And same for these lines, that whatever the weather is, doesn't matter. We have to face it. For example, if I love rainy weather, so if on the sunny day, I cannot say that I only like the rainy weather, so I will go out only in the rain. We have to face it. So we have to understand the meaning of the chapters or in the lines in a way that it would also affect us in our real life. So let's start with the chapter. Each part of the planet has its own cycles and variations in temperature, precipitation, dryness, heat, and cold that constitute the weather in that area. In some places, the four seasons are easy to identify, whilst in other there is sudden jump from winter to summer or a little variation throughout the year. There are destinations that have reliably consistent weather and others where the weather is changeable. Now, this passage states that each part of the planet has its own weather. For example, in Asian countries, mostly there are four seasons. For example, in the Indian subcontinent, there are four seasons in Pakistan, in India. But in the European sides, for example, England, Australia, America, mostly they jump from summer to winter. There is spring, fall, but they jump quickly from summer to winters and winters to summer. And most of part of the time of the year there is cold. So each part of the planet has its own variations. Some parts are cold, some parts are hot, some parts don't have any rain, some parts have a lot of rain, some parts do not have snowfall, and some have. Some do have that. So each part of the planet has its own cycle, and this is how the earth or this is how the life is going on. Humans have to contend with heat, cold, rain, wind, storms, fog, humidity, and more. We have developed many ways of protecting and shielding ourselves from the weather and the condition it creates, such as umbrella, sunscreen, air conditioning, fans, heaters, and thermal clothing, etc. These and many other inventions mean that people can explore and live comfortably. In this passage, they are saying that humans have content. What does content mean? I have already told you in the start. It basically means the struggle to overcome. We compete with these things, with heat, with cold, with wind, with storms, with fog, with humidity. But humans have developed a lot of things because of science, because of technology. Everything is possible nowadays. So now we are protecting ourselves. It can be either through umbrella or sunscreen, air conditioning, warm clothes. So there is some sort of protection humans are doing. Okay? In summers, we are taking umbrella as well. We are using sunscreens. In winters, we are using warm cloths. We are using heaters. So, this is some sort of protections humans are doing to protect themselves in this extreme weather. So, I hope things are very much clear till now. First page is explained clearly in detail. So, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe Laiba's English Corner for English linguistic and literature videos. So the last sentence was that people can explore and live comfortably on even the more hostile areas of the earth. Now, it means that people can survive. They can survive in each and every condition, and this is only possible because of science, because of technology. Now, hostile mean unfriendly, that they can survive in any condition because of the advancements, because of the protective measures. However, despite the innumerable advances in technology, the weather and extreme temperature still create problems and have a drastic impact on mankind. Now, there is a lot of changes in the world. From the past till now, we have a lot of innumerable advancements in science, in technology, but still, we cannot control the extreme weather. They have such a drastic or extreme effect on human, on mankind. Now, this is natural process. Even in flooding or in heat strokes, extreme heat or in snowfall, even the best infrastructure of a city cannot help its people to survive. For example, nowadays in Pakistan, there is a lot of flooding. Even the best cities, which are known for their infrastructure, people are dying there. There are floods. Why? The infrastructure was good, the technology was good. Why? These things cannot be controlled. This is natural. Even there is a lot of advancement. But the thing is, the natural process cannot be controlled. Weather stations have been set up all over the world. They are used to measure temperature, rainfall, and other weather conditions. This data helps scientists to analyze, understand, and attempt to predict the weather. In some places, records have been kept for many years. However, in other places, the extreme conditions have made it almost impossible for the scientists to set up or maintain recording equipment. Previously, I have given you an example of the rainfalls in Pakistan. In many areas, the rainfall is recorded. Now, how can we record the millimeter of rainfall falling from the sky? Now, this can be only possible because of the advanced technology and equipments they have. Now, scientists have records so they can predict the weather as well. So, this is only possible because of the advancements. Weather stations are there in all over the world. So, they are used to measure the temperature, they are used to predict. Because of the weather conditions in our news channels, there is a prediction that what will be the weather condition. Most of us usually go on the Google and find that what will be the weather tomorrow, what will be the weather in the next 10 days. How it is possible? It is only possible because of the advancement in technology. It is only possible because of the weather stations which are in the whole world. Now, they are saying that some records are there, but some records are very much difficult to maintain, difficult to, or impossible for the scientist to set up or maintain recording equipment as well. So, these are the conditions they have to cope up with. Our next passage is hottest and coldest. The hottest and coldest parts of the world are sparsely inhabited, mean there is no too much population over there. Mostly people or things do not live over there because of the temperature. They are extremely hot or they are extremely cold. There is no proper system of water, food, shelter. So people or other animals mostly avoid to live in those places. For example, the coldest regions, the polar regions, the hottest regions, the deserts. Now, you yourself know that in these areas there is not population, not too much people living over there. I don't think so there is any people living over there. But other population, like in animals, there are few number of things which are living over there, the things which can survive. For example, in deserts camels can survive. In polar regions, polar bears or some other things which usually live in cold can survive. Otherwise it is impossible to survive over those areas. With technological development such as satellites that use infrared scans and eco drones, scientists have been able to add to existing ground data collection methods and venture further into these difficult to access areas of the earth that are too hot or that are too cold. Now I have told you the examples of hottest area means the deserts and the coldest areas, for example, the polar regions. Now they are saying that because of the advancement, because of the developments, scientists have developed satellites with infrared scans mean the invisible light human cannot see it. Satellites are there, eco drones are there. The drones which are unmanned mean no crew, no staff, no human would be there in it. And they have some other machines as well. Now, why the humans are not there? Because it is very much dangerous. So, this is a venture. This is a venture journey, which we can say this is a daring journey. Now we cannot risk a person's life to explore the things. So satellites, drones are there, which go there and collect data and come back, or they can directly pass them through. So this is a way to collect the data in the modern world. In some places in Pakistan, the temperature can reach 50 degrees Celsius. The highest temperature ever recorded in Pakistan is 53.5 degrees Celsius, which was recorded in Mohenjo-daro, Sindh on 25 May 2010. So this is very much clear from these two lines that in Pakistan, the temperature can reach to 50 degrees Celsius. But in this year 2025, in May and June, there was a lot of temperature. For example, it was exceeding to 45, 46. People were dying. In May and June, it was too hot. It was too hot and too severe for the people to survive. And the July, there's a lot of flooding because of monsoon, cloudburst. So these are the extreme weather conditions. It is very much difficult for the people to survive here. Now this cannot be controlled. This is natural. In next line they are saying that highest ever recorded temperature in Pakistan is 53.5 degrees Celsius, which was recorded in Mohenjo-daro, Sindh on 25 May 2010. At this temperature, people are at a risk from heat, exhaustion, dehydration, and death as well. Exhaustion basically means a very difficult or severe condition to survive. Dehydration means lack of water, which eventually leads to death. So, surviving in this temperature or in this condition is impossible for a human being. They sit in cool baths, but the water warms up quickly and is usually scarce when temperatures are this high. Drink iced drinks and stay in air conditioned buildings or rest in the shade. Now they are showing that what are the precautions taken by a human being to survive in these conditions. They either sit in the cool baths, but the water heats up immediately, and scarce basically mean that it is not sufficient enough to survive over there because the temperature is too hot and the water immediately heats up. And they usually stay in air conditioned buildings in their houses under the fan, under the air conditions to survive in these conditions. In the ancient civilization in Egypt, Persia, and North Africa, gardens were carefully crafted and planned to provide crops shade and water and to create tranquil, cool areas in otherwise hot countries where there is a fresh flowing water and shade producing trees, there can be some relief from the heat. So here it is mentioned that in the ancient civilization, people were crafting their gardens in a way that provide them enough peace, they provide them enough precautions from the extreme heat weather to survive. So nowadays maybe it lacks because the conditions are very much hard for people nowadays to survive. Maybe there are some mistakes in the infrastructure as well. There are number of places on earth which compete for the highest temperature recorded. In July 1913, a temperature of 56.6 degrees Celsius or 134 degrees Fahrenheit set the record for the highest temperature ever recorded till then. So, in these lines, it stated that in July 1913, highest ever temperature was recorded, which was 56.6 degrees Celsius or 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see where it was. This was at a weather station in a place called Fernand's Creek in Death Valley, USA. So it was found over here in USA, United States of America. In 1922, ground-based instruments in Al Aziza, Libya, recorded a temperature of 58 degrees Celsius on September 13. The high temperature that day was partly due to winds from south that blew into hot air from over the Sahara Desert. So, as a whole, the highest temperature in this passage is in USA once recorded, which was 56.6 degrees Celsius, and in Libya, which is 58 degrees Celsius. More recently, scientists have used satellite images to record data from the middle of the deserts. So, they can send satellites, eco drones to capture the data from the middle of the deserts because it is otherwise inaccessible mean. A person cannot go there and cannot find the temperature, cannot measure the temperature because it is impossible because of too much heat. Satellite scans have an advantage over the weather stations in another way too. They measure the temperature on the land rather than just above it. Now, satellites have average, above average benefit over weather stations because they can measure the temperature very well because first of all they can go over there and measure, and secondly they are measuring more accurately than that of the weather stations. I don't mean that weather stations are wrong, but the satellites are more advanced. In 2005, in the Dasht-e Lut Desert in Iran, scientists measured the highest surface temperature ever of 70.7 degrees Celsius, or we can say 159.3 Fahrenheit. Life does not thrive in extreme temperature. Nothing, not even bacteria, lives in the middle of Dasht-e Lut Desert. So they are saying that there is impossible for anything from the largest to the smallest mammal to survive or animal to survive over there. Humans cannot survive there. Even the smallest organism, the bacteria, cannot survive there because the temperature is too hot for anything to survive. Similarly, the barren icy desert of Antarctic does not support life. It means that in Antarctica, life is not supported. The coldest place in the world with a record Lowest temperature of minus 95 degrees Celsius or 133.6 Fahrenheit is the Antarctic ice sheet. There at Russia, Vostok Ice Station is the vast lake buried 4 kilometers above the ice. This is a remote, dangerous, and rarely visited place. Now, in Antarctica, temperature is minus 95 degrees Celsius, sorry, minus 91 degrees Celsius. Life is totally not supported, and this is found in Russia, and where it is buried 4 kilometers above the ice, and this is very much dangerous and rarely visited place. Measuring temperature in these extreme locations is difficult, but scientists keen to find out how cold it can be use data collected from ice stations and satellite to find more about it, more about the weather patterns. Now, the temperature in these locations is extremely difficult to find out. I have told you that unmanned machines are going there to find out the temperature because it is impossible to find in other ways. For example, by satellites or by eco drones. And next is, however, some very cold places on Earth are inhabited. Life is tough in the coldest regions of Russia, Canada, Mongolia, Greenland, and in the state of Alaska in the USA. Harsh, dark winters with long periods where the temperature remains below 0 degrees Celsius are the part of life for people in these regions. In the town of Oymyakon, Russia, which has a population of around 500 people only, the average daily temperature in January is recorded as minus 46 degrees Celsius. I am very shocked by seeing this small number. Even 500 people are living over there with a temperature of minus 46 degrees Celsius. I don't know how they are surviving. It is very difficult to survive only at 2 degrees Celsius temperature or 3 or 5 degrees Celsius temperature. It is extremely cold. But it is very surprising to see that 500 people are surviving in a temperature which is minus 46 degrees Celsius. So, here it is mentioned that these areas life is not possible. There are long winters. This is an image of Dashte Lut, Iran, where I have told you that it is impossible to visit, impossible to go there because the temperature is so high. No life is possible from human to small organism. So this is a desert of Iran named as Dashtilut. I will again say you that please open the book in front of you because the things are very much clear in the book. You just listen, you just write the meaning of difficult words to understand the things well. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe Laiba's English Corner for further English linguistics and literature videos. So next we are going to start with our new passage, which is the driest and wettest. Some parts of the world are famous for their wetlands, water waves, storms, snow, and rainfall, while other places are as well known for being dry, parched, and prone to drought. The wettest and driest places on earth are fascinating for a number of reasons. Now, there are some dry places as well in the world. There are some wet places in the world. Now, this is not like the dry area found in our own areas or the wet area after the rain, but they are extremely dry, extremely wet because the topic is extreme weather. A desert is defined as an area that receives less than 25 centimeters of precipitation a year. Deserts are renowned for their dry status. One might imagine stretches of a sand or dusty soil and rocks baking in the heat. That there are different types of deserts. One third of the land on Earth is a part of the desert biome and is so dry that only specific plants or animals specially adapted to that environment can survive. Now, this is something interesting. One third of the land of the Earth is occupied by deserts and some other by water. So, where the humans are living? That's an also interesting question. Okay, one third of the land of the Earth is a part of deserts, and most of the population cannot survive in desert. Only certain types of animals can survive over there. Deserts are formed by weathering processes, extreme temperature, cold at night, and heat in the day. Break down rocks and winds blow away loose soil and sand, global wind patterns, the wind direction across the earth, push clouds over tropical forest and mountain ranges that drew out all the moisture so that by the time the winds reach the desert regions, they are dry. In simple words, this passage is all about like how the deserts are so dry, why they are so dry. Now, this is because of extreme weather conditions, extremely cold in the night, extremely hot in the morning, breakdown of rocks, wind is blowing here and there, soil is blowing, sand is blowing, a lot of pattern changes. So, whenever the wind came over here, the area is too dry. While, sorry, Chile in South America has high plateau in the north of the country called the Atacama Desert. Rainfall on the mountains to the east of the Atacama Desert creates a rain shadow on the desert so that no rain falls on the desert plateau. So, Chile is a place in South America that has the highest plateau in the north of the country called the Atacama Desert. So rainfall on the mountain to the east of the Atacama Desert create a rain shadow. So no rain falls on the desert plateau. A rain shadow is a dry area on the leeward side of the mountainous area, mean the area which is protected by the wind. The mountains block the passage of rain producing weather systems and cast a shadow of dryness behind them. The Atacama Desert is commonly known as the driest non-polar region in the world and may be the oldest deserts on the earth as well. The average rainfall is about only 15 millimeter per year. Now why? This happens because there is a highest plateau over there as well, which take all of the rain and nothing is that for the desert and only 15 millimeter rain is found in this desert, which is very less. In Pakistan, nowadays there is cloud burst, a lot of rain is over there, flooding is there. In my area, the average rainfall in one day was 450 millimeter, and that was that much harsh and extreme and severe that everything was destroyed over here. So, in this desert, only 15 millimeter rainfall per year, which is nothing, totally nothing. That's why these areas are too hot because there is no rainfall over here. So, this is an image of an oldest desert on the earth with only average rainfall about 15 millimeter a year, and it is the hottest desert as well. Moving on toward our next page, page number 50. Maybe the page sequence is different because the editions are updated in every year almost, but the things are same, the lesson is same, the explanation is same, the lines are same, the words are same. Some chapters are being removed or added, but it depends on the curriculum of the year. Although some regions receives as low as 1 to 3 millimeter in a year, and some weather stations in Atacama have never received rain. In some areas in this region, rain is never over there. There is no rain at all. How it can be possible? This is the oldest desert of the earth. In some part there is an average rainfall of 15 millimeter, but in some areas there is no rainfall as well. This sparse land is spectacular and draws sightseeing tourists as well as scientists. Now, this place is interesting that how the place can be if it doesn't receive any rainfall from the start of the world till now. Clear skies, which are perfect for stargazing, are one attraction. So the people can enjoy the scenery because there is no cloud, no rain. Stars are very much visible, so the peoples can enjoy this condition, this attraction. Visit, vast sandy tracts, huge rocky peaks, wind sculpted canyons, and the sparkling salt flats also offer modern day explorers unfamiliar, almost alien views that are a feast for their eyes. For the camera laden tourist in sun protection wear, traversing this and landscape high on the plateau between the Pacific and the mountains. It is a stunning sight. However, despite at Gamma's reputation for aridity, it is not the driest place on earth. Now, however, there is no rain in some parts as well, but still it's not the driest area. So I guess I have missed the name of the plateau, which is Chilean Plateau. Okay. It may come to as a surprise that Antarctica, which is seen as a land of snow and ice, is a home to the driest place on Earth. Now, the area which received no rainfall at all, the Atacama Desert, is not the driest area in the world, but the driest area is the Antarctica area, which is also known as the land of snow. Antarctica may provoke mental image of snowy landscape, but amongst the ice, snow, and cold lies a huge mountainous region that is almost entirely free of ice and snow. The large ice-free region has very low humidity and contains the dry valleys, a desert where powerful wind rush down the sheer mountain walls at speed of 320 kph, heating and evaporating any ice, water, and snow so that there is no precipitation at all. The landscape is so arid that scientists are very interested in studying it because it is also the place of Earth that is most similar to the condition on the planet Mars. So here the conditions are very much similar to the conditions are there found in the fourth planet, which is Mars. So the interesting fact is it is the driest place in the world, even though we have seen that there is a lot of snow, there is a lot of rainfall as well, but there is a region in it which receive nothing. In the contrast, the wettiest place on earth is described as is drenched with downpours, which fill the streams and rivers to bursting point and sometimes beyond. In Meghalaya state, India, the yearly average rainfall is about 11 meters. Even in the drier months from Feb to January or from December to January, the average precipitation is 60 millimeter. So you have to correct the things down. You don't have to write Feb to December, it would be wrong, but instead you have to write December to February. Residents of the small state in northeast India whose lives are affected when the massive amount of rainfall causes devastation by washing away power lines and homes do not complain about rain. This is because the monsoon also bring tourists to the area. The rushing water, cascading waterfalls, and lush vegetations are sights that people want to see. even if they have to stand under an umbrella to do so. Over centuries, the rain created a vast network of some of the longest and deepest caves in India, which attract tourists and keen cavers from all over the world. The village of Mausinram in Meghalaya gets the title of the wettest place on earth with an average of 12 meters rains per year. The village is situated on mountains and lies in the path of warm winds and carry rain-filled clouds over from the Bay of Bengal. Now, this is a region of India, a state where there is a lot of rain. This is known as the wettest region in the world because the average rainfall is 12 millimeter a year, which is too much. There is a lot of flooding. Whenever the flood came, it bring away homes, power lines, but the people do not complain. A lot of tourists are also coming there, but it is one of the stupid thing to go outside in the rainy air, in the rainy weather. You can enjoy the weather in your home as well instead risking your life to go outside. The next passage is about the bizarre weather. It is a stereotype of British people that they spend a lot of time talking about the weather. This might be because the temperature, rain, and wind can change day by day and hour by hour in the United Kingdom. Although temperature are not extreme and the four seasons are easily identified, the weather in UK is unpredictable. It is likely to rain on 9/14 in each month. It is perfectly possible to have a cold day in the middle of the summer and a warm sunshine on the winter's day. It is completely normal to have a range of weather in any one day. It is no wonder that the weather that have impact on English language, which is full of weather related idioms. Unsurprisingly, the majority of these idioms contain reference to rain. Now they are saying that bizarre weather is found in UK, where in a single day you can experience a sunny day, then there would be rain, then again sun, rain, sun. All four seasons are found over there. But English people are talking about weather a lot. Why? Because their weather changes a lot. In the summers, you can experience a cold day. In cold days, in winters, you can experience a hot day as well. So, bizarre weather is found over here. Basically, word bizarre means strange. Okay, so I hope that you are clear with this page as well. If you have any question, if you don't understand anything, you can comment down. I will reply as quick as possible. And if there is any other topic that you want a video on, you can also comment that below because I'm very much interested in seeing the recommendations from you people, that what is the demand of the people who are following me, what are the topics they want, so I would definitely go for it. So the next is the weather can be powerful and dramatic. Spectacular storms with thunder that booms and lightning that cracks across the sky, whirlwinds in the form of tornadoes, water spouts, and land spouts, blizzards and heat waves. Sometimes there are also bizarre weather events in United Kingdom. You might hear the following exchange: I need some milk. I'm going to walk to the shop. Don't forget your umbrella. It's raining cats and dogs. Now this is one of the interesting line you would ever see. Interesting idiom you can say. It's raining cats and dogs. Now every other thing is clear in these lines, but I hope so that you don't understand the meaning it's raining cat and dogs, because when I heard this term first, I was also confused that what is raining cat and dogs? Cats and dogs are being rained from the sky? No, it is not that. Raining cats and dogs basically mean heavy rain. When there is a lot of rain, we can say it's raining cats and dogs. It's raining cat and dogs is a common idiom for heavy rain. There is no evidence that it has ever actually rained cats and dogs, but there are accounts of other animals falling from the sky. Now, this line is very much confusing. You have to research on it You have to tell in the comments that what this basically mean. That there is no evidence that cats or dogs would ever rain from the sky, but there are accounts of other animals falling from the sky. Now, which animals fall from the sky and when? I don't know about this. If you have any knowledge, do comment below. Last passage is raining fish. There have been reports of fish falling from the sky from various places around the world. In Euro Honduras, there are yearly Luliva de Peces or fish rain celebrations. Now, sorry for mispronouncing these words because I am poor at pronouncing the name of places, especially of the places whom I don't know. In Singapore, on February 22nd in 1861, fish appeared in puddles after a big rainfall. More recently, there have been reports of fish rain in Moose Jaw in Canada and Lorito in the Philippines. Now, what is this? Now, this is extremely strange because I have never heard it before. But they are saying that there are certain places in the world in which they're also celebrating the fish rain. So, fish is falling from the sky. Not totally a new and strange concept is introduced. So, if you are a good knowledge seeker, if you are a good student, you should go and find on the Google or on the other YouTube videos that how fishes rain from the sky. So this will also increase your knowledge and you can also tell to your peers that this is true and how and when this happened. In 2013, spiders rained down on a town in Brazil. In 2010, frogs and toads fell in Hungary twice. And perhaps the most bizarre of all of these is that Bath, England, in 1894, it rained jellyfish. Is it even possible that from sky, spiders, fishes, frogs, toads, jellyfishes are being rained? They are falling from the sky? No, I am totally confused in the end of this chapter. And I will definitely search for it that how these things are falling from the sky. Even spiders are also falling from the sky. So this is answer of your question. I have previously asked you in the passage that how and when the things are falling. I have never heard of it. And they have told you certain events that fish, jellyfish, spider, frogs, toads, these are the things which are falling from the sky, which is an interesting and a new concept, and we will definitely see it how. So this was all from my side. In today's video we have learned a new chapter of New Oxford Modern English Book 8, which is extreme weather. Don't worry, this is part 1 and in part 2 we will solve the exercises as well according to the promise. The video was already of 1 hour, so I don't want to waste your time. Understand the chapter well, clear your concepts, and if you know the concepts well, if you know the chapter well, you can answer the questions in detail. Thank you so much. Subscribe my channel.